Tammy. If you didn't meet me at the door, we do ask everybody to please not use these doors over here when you come in so that you can start to meet the evaluators, but I'll talk about that a little later. Okay? So this is a little scenario that we're going to act out about pink ribbon dogs. Hi, welcome to the W.A.G.S meeting. Would you like a pink ribbon today?
Yes, she's very friendly, but she can be reactive.
Oh, well,
that would be great. So
yeah.
where would I put that?
We'd like you to put one on her collar and then another up by your wrist so that people can see it better. If you don't mind, you can also put it on your badge.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Okay, have a great meeting. Bye, sweetie. Have a great meeting. What a good dog. Hey.
Hi, I'm just coming to the meeting.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay, you want to go on by? Thank you. This is a pink ribbon dog, so. Okay. That is not the way to do it. So, did anybody notice what went wrong in that scenario? Oh, no.
Two dogs were both together.
Who was blocking the dogs? Who was providing a body block between the dogs? I was. Okay? The evaluators actually want to see you body block your dogs. It is part of the evaluation that you do a neutral dog interaction, but your dogs are never next to each other. Some of our dogs are selectively reactive, some of our dogs are leash reactive, and some of our dogs are just shy with other dogs. We want you to remember the pink ribbon is not for people. Any dog that comes in this room is a potential therapy dog. So they may need to like people, but they don't always like all dogs. Do you like all people you meet? No. So we're going to show you a better way to do this, if you will entertain us. Okay. Hi, I'm Tammy. I'm an evaluator. Welcome to the meeting. Who's this?
This is Julie.
Hi, Julie. Oh, gosh, Julie's all wound up today. Must have snowed.
She's very friendly, but she can be somewhat reactive.
Okay, would you like a pink ribbon for her?
Where do I put them?
If you don't mind putting one by your wrist or on your badge and then down on her collar so people can see them clearly. Yeah.
Oh, great. There's a pink ribbon on. Let's be careful.
Yeah, great.
That's good.
Yay, yay. Okay, what was different in that scenario? Did I have to body block? I did not. Who did the body blocking? The owners did. And actually, what did Martha do that didn't happen in the first scenario? Actually, it's not a distraction. Your dog should always be looking to you for guidance at a meeting, okay? So I use the look command. When Nova is distracted, I go, look, and she's supposed to make eye contact with me. And that is the best way. I think Julie can say that Julie has a pink ribbon dog. Callie is so friendly. She comes to all my kids' camps. She loves the kids. But when she's at a meeting, Callie is anxious. Her reactivity is probably heightened at a meeting, okay? I just went over and tried to hug her, and Julie said, please don't hug her. She's more anxious at meetings and may not tolerate a hug. That is being proactive.
Because she's busy.
So she's not being reactive, she's being proactive, and that's what we want to encourage. So anytime you come to a meeting, this is what we want to see. And we're going to continue on with the CE, if Anita's ready. Thank you to our actors and our puppies. We really just want the meetings to be super safe for all of you. Another thing I say to middle schoolers, they are renowned for punching and kicking and doing all these handsy things. And dogs want to play too. So at the meeting though, it's not really appropriate for the dogs to interact. You guys are practicing what you're going to do on a therapy visit, okay? And that's what the meetings are for. So what happens when you come in? Did you notice that today we had a divider up? So one of the areas that we have noticed where dogs are interacting inappropriately is at the sign-in table. So if there's already a dog there, you can wait a couple seconds before you move forward. We also are going to have evaluators. Please sign in before you visit with other members. So get through that line before you start having conversations. I'm so happy to come to meetings and hug everybody, especially now that COVID's gone. And I want to have long conversations with you, but the sign-in table is not really the place for that. We don't want the dogs to physically interact at meetings. This is a work time. This is a visit for them. We want you to really start paying attention to those pink ribbons like Callie's. And I gave them to a lot of dogs today because they're all like, hey, I'm out of the house. And if your dog needs them for one day but not another day, that's your call. But if you know your dog is reactive, we really want you to observe that pink ribbon. We ask that you end all conversations when the meeting begins so I don't have to go all middle school on y'all. Okay? Also, we're asking you not to move the chairs around. The only exception might be like if you don't have another dog. But if you bring a dog, even if they know each other, we need to keep those chairs separated. And that is so everybody feels safe. And these are the things that you can practice at a meeting. So we want you to practice your loose leash walking. You can practice leave it. Did anybody notice that there was candy dropped on the floor as you walked in? Yeah, I didn't do it. Did you do it? We didn't do it, so it fell out of somebody's pocket. So if your dog got that, they can choke on it, okay? So make sure that you are observing all of those things. So what is the Pink Ribbon Club? Pink Ribbon dogs, as I've already mentioned, are not people shy, they are dog shy. Do you want to talk a little bit about reactivity?
Some of our dogs are not used to being in a room with 50 people and 50 dogs, and so they may not know how they're supposed to act in this situation. We may not know how they're going to act in this situation. So if your dog is fairly new to the meetings and you're not sure how they might act, it's better to be a little cautious and try using the pink ribbon just so you can see how your dog will do. Some dogs are reactive to other dogs that are real wiggly. Some dogs are reactive to black dogs. Some dogs are reactive to big dogs.
Females, males.
Some dogs are reactive to little dogs. And so if you don't know how your dog is going to act, then be cautious. We ask that you respect the people here that have their dogs with them and not let your dog run up and get in their social space. You know, we all have social space where we feel comfortable with strangers. That's why, have you ever noticed in an elevator, nobody ever looks at the people? You look at the numbers like, oh wow, 3 right before 4. That's amazing. So you do anything you can because you are uncomfortable being that close to people you don't know. Our dogs are the same way. They're at somewhat of a disadvantage because they are on a leash and they don't have too many options on how far away they can go or if they can find their comfort spot. That's why we ask that you be very careful. A dog that is reactive is not an aggressive dog. It's a dog that doesn't know how to act in that particular situation. So they do something to make themselves feel safe. If you can notice a change in your dog's body posture, if normally they're very soft and wiggly and all of a sudden you walk in and you see them kind of freeze, or you see their ear set change or their tail drop, then, okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Then, pay attention to that. So I'm going to give this back to Tammy so I don't jump ahead.
Thank you. Okay, as you can see on the slide above, we have different types of reactivity. I had a dog that was extremely leash reactive. It was my first pit bull. And everybody thinks pit bulls are always reactive. Well, now I have Nova, and Nova loves every dog she meets. So every single breed of dog is different as well. And pit bulls, everybody thinks they hate other dogs. It depends a lot on how they're socialized as puppies. Some are, like she said, selectively reactive, and some are just shy. So this is the slide that Linda was talking about. A good acronym is MEETS. So where can you introduce dogs? If you want to introduce your dog to another dog at a meeting, it's great to go outside and do that, maybe not today. But you want to pay attention to certain body language that the dog is giving you. And we go over this in W.A.G.S 101 ad nauseum, but it doesn't hurt to have a little review. We call it MEETS. So you want to watch the mouth, ears, eyes, tail, and stance. And as you can see, the calm posture is at the top. A nervous or fearful dog, Nova often tucks her tail when she's at meetings. And upset or aggressive. So an upset or aggressive dog is going to lock eyes. The tail's going to come up. The piloerection, which is when the hair stands up on their, oh, doggone it. So remember MEETS, mouth, ears, eyes, tail, and stance. Yeah. Okay, so a great dog introduction would be to walk side by side for a little bit so the dogs are in the same proximity but not facing one another face to face. And that's the mistake we make at this meeting all the time. We let the dogs meet each other by going up, letting them sniff noses. And that's not how dogs meet. I'm so sorry. That's not how dogs meet when they're off leash at a dog park. The first thing they do maybe is look at each other, and then side by side they sniff behinds. What is wrong with that if a dog's on a leash? What happens next? They get tangled, thank you. And that's not what happens when they're off leash. So that is another reason dogs are more reactive on leash. As Linda said, they don't have as much freedom to do what dogs naturally do, and then it winds up being an accident, okay? So any of the evaluators can go outside with you and help you do a good dog introduction. When I visit with my Chihuahua Theo, he has to meet the other dogs. We do it before we go into the facility. He just comes up to the other dog. He's a Chihuahua, so he gets up on their eyes, sniffs them, they do a little bottom sniff, and then everything's fine. But if he doesn't get to meet them, he barks at them while we're inside. So we do that before we go into the visit. Okay, lastly, if all of our evaluators, yes, Melissa?
Can I say something about piloerection?
Yes, please.
So,
Repeat.
Piloerection is what Melissa's going to explain.
getting up on the bed isn't always because they're unsure or aggressive. Sometimes they're excited. We have a dog that every day when my husband comes home from work, the black hair on her back straight up. She's just excited to see me.
Yeah.
So when you see that, you need to look at the whole body.
Yes. That's great advice. Look at the whole body. That's why we have that acronym. So it's mouth, ears, eyes, tail, and stance. Not either or. So look at the whole body. She said that piloerection doesn't always indicate reactivity, that sometimes it's just excitement. And that, yes, Martha.
My Lily, big thing that she was, did not have to sniff anybody. We'd go on team visits, and she knew what they were doing from across the football field. She did not need to do it. She needed to see them. And then we could walk in together and everything was fine. But she did not have to get in anybody's face, tail, anything.
Right.
Repeat.
Yes.
Repeat.
Okay, so Lily, which was Martha's Great Pyrenees, did not need to meet dogs to be comfortable. That she just needed to see them and then go on the visit. And some of your dogs I know are like that. They don't have to meet the other dogs for a successful visit. You are your dog's advocate. So Julie always asks people to meet her 15 minutes before the visit so Callie can see them and sniff them.
And let them go in the building first.
And let them go into the building first. Advocate for your pink ribbon dog if you have one. If you don't mind, if all the evaluator committee could come to the front. Oh, they're reluctantly coming up. They're shy. Come on up, guys. Okay. I know we make you nervous at the evaluations, and I don't want you to be nervous at the meetings. We want you to feel like you can come on up, talk to us, approach us. We want to be available to you. And as you might have noticed today, we hover, but we're not hovering to scare you. We want to tell you when your dog is doing something great. We want to encourage you and give you some positive affirmations. We want you to pass your evaluation, but we also want you to go out into the community with a dog that is bomb-proof. Okay? If your dog bites another dog at a meeting, you can't evaluate. Okay? So we don't want to see that happen. We want to protect you and everybody else. We want you to be safe. So come and say hi to us. We kind of go to the back of the room, but you'll see us walking around and trying to give you encouragement. So thank you, guys. If you want to go back. What you just saw was about, if we put us all together, I would say we have about 200 years of experience with dogs. Okay? And that's, I don't mean private ownership. We have trainers on our committee. I worked in animal shelters for years and years, so I only saw dogs when they were anxious. Okay? So that's why I'm so comfortable doing evaluations. Your dogs, even though they're anxious, they're made for this work. Shelter dogs, I was lunged at, I was injured. I had all kinds of things happen in an animal shelter. Everybody else has a lot of experience. Melissa is a trainer. Martha's been with us since our inception. Linda started this thing. So we are here to help you. We don't want you to be intimidated at all. Okay, just to review, and so you all can give your dogs a break. Observe the pink ribbons, please. We will have them for you as you walk in. There will always be 2 evaluators out front for you. Please do not let your dogs interact at the sign-in table and keep some distance. Okay? The meetings are for work, not for play with our dogs. Okay? And lastly, if you do a dog introduction, make sure it's outside of your facility or outside of the church. The evaluators are here for you.